I genuinely don't have an issue with it. As I explained to Andy Gill a couple of years ago, we had a complete free-for-all, chuggers, charity muggers. Couldn't walk down there, it was running a gauntlet, and all as that produces is an environment that people sidetrack and avoid like the play. But for businesses, that's fundamentally opposed.
There's a fundamental difference between buskers and chuggers. Chuggers are asking people for money, buskers are providing free entertainment.
We dealt with the public fundraising committee authority in London and said, look, this could and should self-manage. We adopted a voluntary code of practice
which I signed up to
12 months ago. Yeah. And in a year, we've had one complaint. I can guarantee you, every single Saturday, without exception, Neil Brogan from Primark, Lisa from Marks and Spencer's will phone. Nothing to do with busking per se, about volume.
Yeah.
And it's about, I've spent months trawling all the websites, looking at York, at Bath, at Leeds. I understand that. And what every one of them says, it's about common sense should prevail and we should coexist.
But
and if we coexist,
nowhere has a compulsory booking system like Liverpool. Nowhere.
No, they don't. But if we allow the status quo to continue, how do we remove that problems at weekends? Or how do we remove the problems on a daily basis of saying to people, you've got 4 trumpets and you've got amplification and you're playing at maximum volume?
I think
how does the self-manage it?
I think you'll never eliminate complaints, because one thing that's sure, this is not a one-sided conversation. A lot of people think busking is a nuisance.
I don't mind my business plan. The key elements of my business plan is street animation.
Yeah.
You know, we're putting a bandstand on in the summer where we're actively encouraging buskers to take part. You know, it's the same place that Ken Dodd's going to use. It's not a backwater, it's got to be fundamental to our summer celebrations. We want people to be part of that. What we're saying is, if you live in an environment where everybody's operating in the same airspace, you know, the 30 or 50 metre rule that virtually every other city adopts.
50 metres we should have. You know.
Or as they say in Bath, or as the Guild of Buskers in Bath say, if you can hear another busker, then you're too near. That's their words, not mine.
Well, I would say to them, it depends on what the frequency of your instrument is, what direction the wind is travelling in. I think what is coming out of your instrument is the issue, not if you can hear it. Because you know, you can if the wind changes direction, you can hear something 100 metres away.
My office is about 200 metres away from here, and on a Saturday morning, or Saturday 1 o'clock, I can tell you exactly who's performing the street.
Yeah.
I can tell you exactly. Well, that's not coexisting.
No, but the thing that was really troubling about this policy is that somewhere like Bold Street doesn't have a massive issue. It has squeeze box players and acoustic guitarists who are doing this as a hobby or as a supplement to their. They are going to be pushed off Bold Street, and you've allocated 4 pitches that have to be pre-booked on Bold Street, and that's going to displace the problem. I guaranteed within 2 weeks you have buskers with amps who've been displaced, causing a problem in Bold Street, and then you've got by Lipper, by those by the
luggage.
I mean, A, it's too quiet, but B, that the residents around there. This is a flagship street. But so have a common sense thing.
Saying all the time. Magic graduation ceremonies.
So let's talk about this. For more prominent acts that use amplification, acts that create potential disturbance, then have a framework for them. Leave the little guys alone, for instance, because they're not creating any problem for you, but they are victims of an overarching scheme. And I don't think that was your intention. But what's happening is there's a whole community of people living in fear, and they're not creating you unamplified penny whistles, squeeze box players.
Don't have an issue. But what you can't do, you can't be so prescriptive about individuals and try and embed it into a policy.
And also, if someone's causing you a persistent nuisance, then they're probably already in breach of existing frameworks.
And are already in breach of existing frameworks in most other cities, if we're being honest.
But I think the difference is that most of the cities see this for what it is. It's an irritation, but it's not child poverty, and it's not youth unemployment. And there's things like like under-18s not being able to perform. That's excluding a huge range of people.
But that's the licensing act. That's about protecting.
But this is not. Busking is an incidental activity. It's not covered under the provision of the act.
It's okay. You allow 12-year-old.
George Harrison was 15 when he joined the choir, and he was 17 when he played in Hamburg.
We live in a different.
We don't. And we don't. George Sampson, who won Britain's Got Talent, was 14, and he came out and busked in Liverpool. Why exclude him? Where the young people? Music venues are closing down. They can't afford to. There's a wider social thing going on. The public performance spaces for people. I don't think you do. I don't think you fully do.
I do actually.
That's why the streets are the last place for people to perform. Really. And they were the first place, going back to ancient Greece.
You're not giving me a word, are you?
Okay, carry on. Sorry.
Do you know the legislation in relation to this?
2003.
Yeah.
Busking is not covered under the intent of the Act.
Let me finish.
Busking, I'm telling you that.
2003, protecting children is one of the key programs of it. If you allow a 14-year-old to perform...
With a guardian?
No, but with a guardian.
Have that in the course.
What happens with 12-year-old Romanians who are in the city or in other cities?
Then contact social services and get people on their case.
Yeah. But
you're
talking about bureaucracy, you're adding another layer.
But I'm doing that in order to allow 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds to go out and do street dance, and you're the one giving bureaucracy. I'm saying
we do that. Excuse me, we work with Merseyside Dance Initiative. If it's controlled within an event that we're organising,
exactly. I'm talking about spontaneity. I'm talking about stuff you don't have to control that doesn't cost you money, that happens at the grassroots level, and that there's full liaison between the bid.
That's national legislation.
But no other city,
Well, I think you find it does.
I would say in Liverpool, there's a city that shouldn't exclude under-18s from performing.
Maybe have a word with the Prime Minister.
Well, maybe Cameron. We want Cameron gives the thumbs down to Liverpool's new policy, and that wouldn't be it.
Sounds to yourself. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Jonny, I'll catch up with you soon.